from the South Barrington Club. I'm the fitness supervisor there and coming to you from our satellite location, my living room, to bring you some stay-at-home videos. So we've done a plank challenge the other day, and then yesterday I did a total body workout, working out the upper body, the abs, and the core. So if you want to check that one out, it should be up before this one. And I had requests for a Pilates fusion. So Pilates fusion will be primarily Pilates exercises with a little bit of yoga in there. It'll be more of a little bit of fast-paced yoga, not a relaxing hatha yoga that we offer at the club with Kathy. Unfortunately, on such short notice, we didn't have time to get the equipment and everything for a lot of the instructors, but we'll see where we can go with that. So today with Pilates, if you've never done Pilates before, just go easy, go at your own pace. There's a lot of Pilates exercises that you have to hold your neck up off the mat. And I explained yesterday in my video that that can be uncomfortable if you've never done Pilates before. So watch that. I tell everybody who comes into my Pilates fusion classes that are new to leave their head down for the majority of it. You'll see me today doing it in the proper full form of lifting my head and holding my head up, but I'll also interject where the time comes when you may want to put your head down and give your neck a little rest. Ultimately, your neck gets strengthened and the whole entire spine does throughout Pilates workouts, but in the beginning it can be a little too intense to hold that head up position for very long. And then the yoga that I'm going to incorporate today is going to be very basic. So if you've never done Pilates and if you've never done any yoga, you should have no problem at all following along. When I get first timers in my class, they all succeed really well at doing what they can and following the routine. So one thing I have today for equipment is a Pilates ring. You don't need this for any of the exercises I'll do today. You can do it without the Pilates ring. If you happen to have one at home, great. Or a Pilates ball that you can hold. There's little tiny balls that sometimes people have at home. They should be weightless, those tiny Pilates balls. They shouldn't have any weight to them. Some of the people that do my class have very light hand weights that they use. So if you're watching today and you have your light hand weights at home, but feel free to incorporate those in today's workout. And so Pilates, if you don't know a lot about it, by now you've heard probably that it's a great core workout. It's excellent for the legs also, upper body too. There's more emphasis on core and legs through Pilates, and then the yoga part that I'll incorporate will include some upper body. When you're in down dog and up dog, those particular moves do pull in the upper body. All right, so with that said, I'm going to do a little quick warm-up, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. So we're just going to raise the body's temperature a little bit. If your muscles are cold, we're going to just warm them up. So not a big long warm up here. This is called Angel's Breath. Oops, furniture. Forward, out to the side. Then we come overhead and then forward fold. And bring the arms forward, bend those knees a little bit, bring it out to the side, bring it overhead, and then forward fold. Feel free to bend your knees there on that forward fold, especially if you have tight hamstrings. And overhead, and then if you can come all the way down without bending them, it's a nice stretch on the back of the hamstrings, but if that's painful or feels uncomfortable, then just come halfway down like that. And you're bringing it forward and bringing it side and sweeping it overhead, and then forward fold. A couple more of these. Forward, out to the side, overhead, and forward fold. And now we're going to go to sunrise, sunsets. And again, we're still in just warming up, raising the body temperature a little bit here. And this one is sunrise, sunset. So sunrise up and sunset down. Big inhale, sunrise up. Exhale, sunset down. Big inhale, sunrise up, sunset down. Two more, bring it up, bring it down. One more, bring it up, and bring it down. And now just take yourself in a side lunge position, and we're just going to kind of warm up the obliques area and the core, and we're just going to side to side twist. And some people like to do this with a straight leg, a little deeper stretch. or bend that knee as you go into it. So either one, whichever you prefer. Just side to side. And now hold it to one side. And again, it can be straight leg or bent. And then switch sides and hold. Switch sides again and hold. One more time. And then we're going to come down to a lower lunge, so just side to side. Now if you want to keep this up a little higher, if it's too intense to go down low, then just keep it up a little bit higher. If you want to take it lower, you can take it all the way deep into that side to side lunge. So you're going to pick the style that works best for you. I'm going to always show you two options and stick with the one that works best for you. If you have issues with your knees, sometimes this is just a little too deep. Lunge on the knee, keep it up a little higher. Now we're going to hold. And again, keep it up a little higher. Switch sides, and we're going to hold. Hold it lower or up a little higher if it bothers you. And bring it center. All right, we're going to come on down and we are going to get started. So the first Pilates exercise we do, one of the classics, is called the 100. Now for a lot of beginners in this, getting to 100 is pretty hard, so we might, instead of calling it the 100, we call it the 50 or 60. So do what you can. Don't worry if you can't get to 100. Those of you that are using your hand weights, you're going to be here. And if you're not using any hand weights, right like this. Now, without a ring, this exercise looks like this. If you have a ring, you're going to place it right between the ankles. Looks like that. Legs at about a 45 degree. Hold them up higher if you want to make it easier. Down a little lower to make it harder. And this is where we hold our head up. And this is where I was telling you this can get difficult. So rest your head down. Anytime it starts to get a little too intense, you start to feel too tight in that neck. And here we go. We're going to inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's 10. Inhale. 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 20. And keep driving the navel down to the spine. 30. This is where you may want to rest your neck. Inhaling. Exhaling. 40. Inhale. Exhale. 50. Inhale. Exhale. 60. Inhale. Exhale. 70. Inhale. Exhale. 80. Rest your neck if you need it. Inhale. Exhale. 90. Inhale. Almost there. Exhale. 100. And draw those knees in and rest. So as you're holding, I'm just going to, in between sets here, give you little pointers. As you're holding that neck up, you want a little bit of space between your chin and your chest. So you don't want to try to do that, and you don't want to stick out like that. So it's we call it a nice soft C-curve on the cervical spine here, the neck spine, okay? And then leaving a little bit of space, just about the size of maybe a ping pong ball in between that area. That's the ideal position while you're holding your head up for any of the Pilates exercises. All right, we're going to go on to single leg stretch. So we hold the head up again. So for most of Pilates, the exercises are with that head held off the mat. But again, I encourage you to drop your head anytime that you need to. And this is single leg stretch, and it's pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse, switch. Now you can grab your leg lower if you'd like, or you can grab it up higher, a little harder. You can keep the scissor smaller, or you can take a really deep, full range of motion scissor on this one. And it's just pulse, pulse, switch, pulse, pulse, switch. Keep drawing the abs down, navel to spine. Drop your head as needed. So remember, just when you start to feel that neck is fatiguing, drop the head as needed anytime. We don't want anybody with a sore neck tomorrow morning because they just did their first Pilates workout. One more, and then draw those knees in. Rest the head, neck down.
right, we're going to go on to a double leg stretch. I put this one in yesterday's ab workout, core workout, and this is one of the great ones, my favorite for Pilates. And so we're going to be taking the legs and arms out at the same time, and again, drop your head as needed. And exhale, bring it out, and bring it back in. Feet together, bring it out, and back in. Navel to spine, draw it down, bring it back in. Rest that head down if you need to, and back in. Exhale, take it out nice and smooth, bring it back in. It's like water flowing. It should be very smooth and controlled. Exhale out, inhale. Got that little bit of space here between my chin and chest. Got a soft C curve on the neck. Exhale out, inhale back in. Let's do two more. Exhale out and in. One more. And in, and rest the neck. And if the neck is tired too, you can roll it side to side a little bit, stretching it out. Okay, next one is corkscrew. This one you get to leave your head down, which is awesome. So we will be leaving your head down, giving a nice little break. And in corkscrew, if you don't have a ring, you're just going to keep your feet together. If you have a ring, you're going to place it again right between the ankles. So try not to, some people try to grip it with their feet. That's incorrect. It's going to send all of the joints out of alignment. So you want to put it right in between the ankles, or you can go a little higher up by the shin. But don't try to grip it with your feet. All right, head stays down. If you need any back support, slide those hands under your hips. If you have any back issues or a little tweaky back or anything, it's always a safety measure just to place your hands under your hips. And so now we're going to make a circle. And that circle is about the size of like a beach ball, bigger than a basketball. And now if you want to make your circles tinier, that will modify and make this slightly easier. You're going to keep those legs as straight up as you can. We always talk about thinking your legs up straight up to the ceiling. And again, you're drawing your abs down flat, navel to spine. And now we're going to reverse those circles. This one's called corkscrew, for those of you that like the names of the exercises. And again, legs straight up to the ceiling. And steady deep breaths in this one. No particular pattern, but just making sure you don't hold your breath. Still drawing that navel down to the spine. And now we're going to alternate those circles. So circle one direction, 12 o'clock to 12 o'clock. Circle back the other direction. Circle, 12 o'clock to 12. Circle back. Circle. One more time. And now hold those legs straight up. And if you don't have a ring, you can just squeeze your legs together isometrically. So you're going to squeeze your ring or just squeeze your legs together. Relax. Four more. Squeeze. Relax. And as you squeeze, don't push your abs out. Squeeze. Relax. Two more. Squeeze. Leg work here. Relax. One more. Squeeze. And relax. Beautiful. And hug those knees in one more time. All right, we are going on to the roll-up. The roll-up is, we always describe it as you're just peeling off your mat, rolling up inch by inch, and then slowly rolling it back. So it's nice and controlled. Initially, if you don't have a lot of core strength, you'll find that you'll get stuck right here, and that's okay. Give yourself a little push to get all the way up. That happens a lot with people in the beginning of learning Pilates. So feel free to do that. You'll know when that sticking point comes, and if you feel like you can't get all the way up without hoisting yourself, which we don't want, then just go ahead and use your hands for a little bit of assistance. Again, without the Pilates ring, it looks like this. With your Pilates ring, looks like this. Now, straight legs, straight arms overhead. Inhale, start to peel off your mat. That's that sticking point right there where you might need a little help. Come all the way forward as far as you can, navel to spine. Bring it back up shoulder height. Draw back, navel to spine, slow and steady, vertebrae by vertebrae. Continue out those arms all the way overhead. Again, inhale, start to bring it up. This is that little sticking point you might encounter. Bring it all the way forward as far as you can, navel to spine. Bring the arms back up shoulder height, draw it back, bringing it down inch by inch, vertebrae by vertebrae. Slow and steady is the key here. All the way overhead. Inhale, start to bring it up. Peeling off that mat, drawn all the way forward, navel to spine. Bring it shoulder height. Start to lower yourself down. Slowly return to the mat and arms overhead. And again, bring it up. Inhale. Exhale as you reach forward as far as you can, drawing the abs in. Bring it shoulder height. Start to come back. Slowly returning that spine down on the mat. Continue on, arms overhead. 4 more. Inhale. Bring it up. Exhale forward. Draw forward as far as you can. Bring it back slow. Inhaling. Exhaling now as you bring it all the way overhead. 3 more. If you're tired, take a break where you need it. These can be pretty tough. They don't look like it, but if you're doing them with me, you know, or if you've done my classes, you know it's a lot harder than it looks. Anything that's done slow and controlled like this can be much harder than fast-paced exercising. Bringing it up and forward. Bringing it back. Overhead. 1 more. Bringing it forward. And bringing it back. And overhead. Beautiful. And just hug those knees in once again to stretch out that area. Okay, we're going to do spine twist. I'm going to face forward for spine twist. Spine twist, if you have light weights, you can use those rather than your ring. And if you have no ring, arms only, not a problem. All right, so if you have no ring, you're just holding your arms as if that ring is in front of you. So sitting up nice and tall. So we always say in spine twist, you've got that imaginary wall behind you that is keeping you nice and tall as you sit up tall. Draw the navel to the spine, and then you're going to open your legs just a little bit, and then you're going to twist to the right side, look over that shoulder, come back center. Twist to the left side, look over that shoulder, come back center. Twist to the side, come back center. Now let's coordinate that breathing. Exhale as you twist, inhale back center. Exhale as you twist, inhale back center. Exhale, twist, inhale center. Exhale, twist, inhale center. Exhale, twist, inhale center. 2 more. Exhale, twist, inhale center. 1 more. Exhale, twist, inhale center. Beautiful. And you can just stretch forward on this one, or stretch side to side. Okay, we're going to go on to some side work now. So if you want to use a light weight, you can use this as a little extra weight to your body weight only. You don't have to. If you have your ring for some of the exercise we'll do, keep that close by. Grab some water if you need it. You should always stay hydrated. So I'm not going to use a weight for this one. The weights that I do have with me are a little heavier. So these are 5-pounders. And when we do use weights in Pilates class, we use 1s, 2s, and 3s, just primarily because we're sweeping through. And for the guys, 5-pounders and 6-pounders are good. And for most of the women, that's a little too heavy. So if you are using your weights at home, if you've only got 5-pounders, I'd recommend that you skip the weights and just do body weight only with this. Okay, so we're going to start with some side planks. And now, the more advanced position would be my feet are stacked. Then the more, I'm going to say modified position, we don't like the word beginner, would be to stagger them in the plank position. And then once you're in the plank here, you can also take it even further by modifying by dropping that bottom leg. So we're going to come up for counts of 5 and then back down. And so proper body alignment is that elbow and shoulder alignment. So if you're out here, bring it in a little bit. Hand doesn't matter where it's at, not important. All right, and we think about stacking those hips. So you're not leaning back or forward. So keep a nice stacked hip. If you need a little extra assistance, you can also place that hand here. I'm going to be here. This is the more traditional position. This would be a little more basic and modified. Okay, here we go. Up for counts of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it down. Up for a count of 5, 4, 3, counts of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember, you can stagger your feet to modify. Up for counts of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. And up for counts of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. One more. And it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Okay. Next one we're going to do is going to be a sweep over and out, classic Pilates side plank. And again, modify your leg position on these if you need to, if they're really tough. That stack position is pretty intense, so take it to that stagger. Doesn't matter which way you stagger on these if need be. Make sure you're back in alignment. So elbow and shoulder line. And here we go. Bring it over and bring it down. Inhale, exhale 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 over and bring it down. 3 more if you can. Remember to stop whenever you need to. You don't have to do the full set. If you're tired, take a break before I continue the whole set, so you don't have to do the whole thing. And down. Perfect. Okay. All right, next one we're going to do is going to be some very classic side work on Pilates. We're going to drop down a little bit. So we drop down here, but we support the head. So a lot of times people come all the way down like that. You don't want to do that. And you don't want to stay up here and do these. So we want to come down. And so just like you're kind of watching that little TV in front of you, that's the best way I can describe it, but you're still holding your head up so you can see it. The neck support here is great because if you're up here and doing these, you're going to find that it's just a little too intense for your neck and the oblique area. All right. So the first one we're going to start with is holding this leg up, and the top leg goes up and meets the front. Hand here for a little balance. And lift and down. Now this one always gets a little tricky. People are kind of like, it's like that Chinese hand trick that we used to do as kids. And know that top leg sometimes doesn't necessarily want to stay up there without concentrating on keeping it up there. Drawing the navel to spine throughout the set, so don't forget about that. No matter which part of the body we work, one more, and bring it down. We always want to stay conscious in Pilates of drawing the navel to the spine. Okay, so this one is double leg lift, so bring the legs just a little bit towards the front of your mat. So here's me straight, and here's where we want to be. So bringing them up just to the top of your mat. All right, here we go. And it's lift, and then back down. So you're lifting both legs on a diagonal, and if you'll notice, the minute you lift those legs, your abs want to push out. That's just a natural reaction to lifting this kind of weight, and you want to make sure you keep your abs tight. Now, it's not going to be completely possible to have that navel to spine as you lift. Your legs are more than a half of your body weight, so just do the best you can and don't push your abs out. One more. And rest. Okay, next one is going to be scissors. And scissors, this one looks really simple, but the key here is to not move from, say, your hips up. We're just moving our legs. We're moving them from the top of the leg, and the ab part, everything else should be very stationary. So you shouldn't be shifting side to side. And hand here will help you to control that. Sure, I have a little more room here as I sweep through with my limited space. Okay, here we go. And scissor the legs. So if you notice, I'm not doing this with my body. That's what you want to make sure. If you look at from my waist up, I'm very stationary. I'm only moving the legs, and the core is doing that. Of course, the legs are working too. And we're going to do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and 1, and rest. Okay, the last one we're going to do on the side work is going to be, it's a version of a teaser. It's called a side teaser. And this one can be pretty tough. So I'm going to show you the modified and the more advanced version of this. So let me just demo before we actually go into this. So the advanced version looks like that. And then the modified version, you keep your hand here, and it's much more subtle. It's kept lower, hand is kept here. I will do the advanced version, but those of you that are not ready for that, keep your hand here. You lift your head and your legs at the same time and back down. All right, here we go, side teasers. Lift and down. Inhale, exhale as you lift and down. Inhale, exhale as you lift and down. Inhale, exhale, lift and down. Inhale, exhale, lift and down. 3 more. Lift and down. 2 more. Lift and down. 1 more. Lift and down. Beautiful. All right.
Let's come to the front here and let's stretch out that area. So just turn side. And so that's the side portion of the core that we're working right now in those exercises. Just want to stretch them out. And we're going to change sides. Okay, so we're going to start with those side planks. So as a reminder, stacked is the hardest, staggered either way is the intermediate, and then you can also do them just by leaving your knee down, and that will be the most modified. Reminder to align the elbow and the shoulder, and it doesn't matter really where you want to keep your hand. All right, and you can place a hand here to modify too, and I'm going to do the traditional one with the hand here. Up for counts of 5. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. And just steady deep breaths as you do this. No particular breathing pattern on this one. Down. And bring it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. And bring it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. And bring it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. One more time. Bring it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Down. Okay. Give you a little breather. Next one is that classic side plank Pilates sweep. And again, if you're using weights at home, make sure it's a light weight and you keep your arm very controlled if you choose to use that weight. And so it's stacked again, or staggered, or leave a knee on the mat if you want to modify further. Alignment here once again, and here we go. Sweep it over and bring it down. Inhale, exhale over. 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 Bring it down. One more. Over and down. Perfect. All right, we're going to come down and we're going to do a more traditional side work now. So we're lowering ourselves but supporting the head. So again, not all the way down. You want your head supported with that hand. And again, you want to stay balanced. This one, if you're holding that leg up, you can roll back a little bit. So we don't want that. So stay balanced by staying on your side and not rolling towards the glutes. Okay, first one is that top leg up. And you bring it up and down. Now focus on keeping the abs drawn in on this one. And steady deep breaths. And exhale, down. Exhale, down. Exhale, down. Exhale, down. Exhale, down. And bring it both down. All right, next one's a little bit more difficult. So again, do what you can. Stop, take breaks wherever you need it. So in this one, we're going to bring both legs a little bit forward to the front of your mat. So this is me straight. This is me bringing them forward, and that's where you need to be. This is called double leg lift. Keep the feet together. Hand here for a little support. Here we go. Exhale, lift, and down. Now you're lifting the legs on a slight diagonal as you lift forward. So it's not just straight up, it's diagonally forward. But if you're lifting straight up, don't worry about it. It's not going to hurt you, just slightly easier, and that might be okay. Exhale as you lift, inhale down. Exhale, lift, inhale down. Let's do 2 more. Exhale, lift, inhale down. 1 more, lift, and down, rest. All right, this is going to be those scissors. So in those scissors, make sure I have enough room. You're going to make sure once again that you're not moving from the waist up and even the hips are nice and still. All right, just those legs. Scissor through. Keep your abs nice and tight. Nice big sweep. Big scissor here if you can. Keeping the abs tight. Steady deep breaths. No particular pattern.
of that breathing on this one. And 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1. Rest. All right, last one on the side work is going to be those side teasers. And again, I'll show you the modified one and then the full one. So it's going to be all the way down. And if you're doing the modified, you're just lifting your head and legs with that hand there for support. So it's just that and down. If you're doing the advanced one, you're going to be lifting both. All right, here we go. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. So that modified one looks like this and down. Advanced one looks like this and down. Exhale, lift and down. Exhale, lift and down. Exhale, lift and down. And lift and down. 2 more. Exhale, lift and down. 1 more. Lift and down. Beautiful. Okay. Come up and let's get a stretch one more time on that area. Just twisting each side. And twisting the other side. And so now we're going to go into some basic yoga. We're going to keep it simple. Some up dog, down dogs, things that aren't too complicated, so that if you've never done any yoga, that you can certainly follow along easy. All right. And keep in mind, this is going to be more of a flow fitness yoga. That is primarily what I do at the club. We have lots of different kinds of yoga. Athletic yoga. We have what I would call like the true hatha yoga with Kathy. That's great and wonderful. But for today, I'm going to do a little faster pace, which is fitness yoga. So I'm going to try to slow it down so that everybody can follow along, because I know not everybody has done my fitness yoga class. So I'm going to take it down a notch. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start in that down dog position. And in down dog, don't worry if you can't get your heels all the way down. I've never been able to. It's just genetic. Some people come right into their very first yoga class and they can get their heels all the way to the ground in down dog. Other people can do it a lifetime and never be able to. So don't worry about that. And you want to have your hands, again, alignment. So not out too far, not in too close. Think about your shoulders, elbows, and wrists in alignment. And then you drop your head. So ideally your ears and your arms are aligned. So if my head's here, incorrect. Down here, perfect. And then your feet are slightly apart. And again, trying to align the hips, knees, down to the ankles. And then I'm going to slowly come down into up dog. So we're going to go into the yoga portion of the Pilates Fusion. I'm going to keep it fairly simple today with up dogs, down dogs, things that are not too complicated to understand if you've never done any yoga before, and yet we're going to hit a lot of muscle groups. So I'm just going to get started, and we're going to start in a down dog, up dog sequence. So we're going to do 5 sets of these back to back. So in your down dog, this is your starting position, and don't worry about if your heels don't go to the floor. Some people come in their very first class and they get their heels all the way down. Some people do this a lifetime, and that's just not genetically possible. I'm one of those people. And then you want to make sure that your feet are about hip width apart, and your hands are aligned, once again, with your shoulders, elbows, and wrists. And then you don't want your head here. You want to drop your head so it's even with your arms for that down dog. And then we're just going to go into a sequence up dog. Now some people like to stay on their toes. I prefer a more traditional one where my foot is flat. And now again, you might see some people that can get their hips all the way down. They're just Gumby, super flexible. As many years as I've been doing yoga, that's not the case with me. So you have a genetic limit as to your flexibility. Don't try to fight that. Just work with what Mother Nature gave you. And now we're going to go back into that down dog. And then into that up dog. And again, you can stay on your toes if you prefer. That's 2. We're going to do 3 more sets. Down dog. Up dog. 2 more sets. Down dog. Up dog. One more set. Down dog. Up dog. And push back child's pose. So get that nice child's pose stretch. You can bring your arms in a little deeper, sit back further, or if you're a little tight, you might be up a little higher. Not everybody's able to get all the way down, so don't force that either. Okay, next sequence we're going to do is going to be dolphin to a low plank. And this one can be a little bit intense. So we're going to do 5 sets of them, but if you can only do 2 or 3, that's fine. Again, just work at your own level. So we're going to start in dolphin. So dolphin, we lace our hands, and then we create an A-frame here. So not in here, you're looking at that A-frame. And then we're going to curl the toes, lift the toes, and lift into that A-frame. Ideally, you're keeping your head off the mat if possible, but if you need to modify, you can put the top of your head down in the mat, but ideally you're keeping it an inch or so off the mat, and you're on your toes with your dolphin. And then we walk those feet out, lower the hips down into a nice straight low plank. And on that plank, remember to look down. You don't want to have your head cranked up. That'll hurt your neck. So look down. And now we walk the feet back in. Raise up to your toes. Raise the middle of the body into that A-frame. Keep the head an inch or so off the mat if possible, back into your dolphin. Walk the feet out. Come back down, nice straight line to that plank. No high hips, no sagging. Nice straight line. Walk the feet back in. Up to dolphin, onto those toes. Keeping the head off the mat if possible. Lower it down if you get tired. Walk it back out. Nice straight low plank. 2 more sets if you can. Take breaks wherever you need it. Dolphin. Low plank. 1 more. Dolphin. Low plank. And sit all the way back. Okay, sweep the legs around. We are going to do some boats. So in Pilates, this is one of the exercises that Pilates is a much newer form of exercise, and yoga is thousands of years old. Joseph Pilates invented yoga maybe about 40 years ago. I'm sorry, Pilates. And so this is one that's it's a switchover. They call it not even gonna think of the name in yoga because we call it boats either way. All right, we're gonna go right into that boat. So you're gonna hold those legs out about 45-degree angle. Arms can be up here, down here, down here, and you're gonna hold, and you're drawing your abs in, and then just forward stretch. And so the idea is to get that balance. It's really easy to roll back, especially if your legs are up too high. So keep that in mind. And this is great core work, great leg work. All right, here we go. Back out into that boat and hold. Now remember, if you get tired, you can always do this and then come back to it instead of quitting altogether. Abs are drawn in, steady deep breaths, looking straight towards your feet. And down and stretch forward. Soften your knees a little bit if you have tight hamstrings in that stretch. Sometimes a straight stretch like this is a little too much for people with those tight hamstrings. All right, we're going to do 3 more of these. Ready? And take it to that boat. Draw the abs in. Look straight towards your feet. Arm shoulder height. And bring it down and stretch forward. So the main stretch here is for that lower back. So lots of core work on this particular one. All right, ready? 2 more. Take it to your boat. Keep breathing, drawing the abs in, navel to spine. Down and stretch. All right, we're going to do 1 more. And take it out to that boat. And bring it down and stretch. So the next one we're going to do is a seated balance one. We all know about the tree and the eagle and those type of ones that we do standing. I'm not going to do those today. What we're going to do is a balance one on the mat. This can be a little tricky.
Usually I see people in class, even my seasoned Pilates and yoga people, sometimes rolling back as the upper body kind of takes control. So if you happen to roll back, have a little laugh over it and then come back and start the next one with me. Okay, so here we go. And we're going to take, you're on that tailbone, sits bones called Pilates, and then we're going to take one leg out and then the other leg out, and we're balancing. Now if you can't get to your feet, just grab under your knees, at your ankles, whatever you're comfortable with. Doesn't have to be your feet. If you can get to your feet, great. And this is sometimes what happens. People roll back. All right, we're gonna do that again. And if not, you're not supposed to do that. I was just showing you. We all have to keep smiling. All right, here we go. Balancing on that tailbone, sits bone. Take one leg out. Take the other leg out. And remember, you can grab your calves behind your knees. Doesn't have to be the feet. Balancing. And bring it back in. And we'll stretch forward. We're going to do 3 more. Here we go. One leg out. Other leg out. Balancing. And bring it back in. And stretch. 2 more. All right, here we go. Balance. Bring the leg out. Bring it out. Hold. And bring it back down. All right, last one. Bring the leg out. Bring the leg out. Hold. And bring it back in. Beautiful. All right. The final segment today is going to be some stretching. So primarily yoga stretches. We do stretching in all of our exercise classes at the club. Many of them have been taken from Pilates or yoga over the years or from physical therapy. So I'm going to stick to some that are more yoga based. So we're going to start with just a straddle stretch. So if you can't get your feet out this wide, right here, don't worry about it. And then I'm going to have you go towards your right leg and slide down. Now some of you might end up here, some of you might end up here, and some of you might end up here. Do whichever one feels comfortable for you. Don't force it. We don't want you to pull any hamstring muscles. We just want you to get a nice stretch. When you start to feel that stretch, it's a little bit uncomfortable. That means it's working. If it starts to be painful, you've taken it a little bit too far. Back off a little bit. And so we're holding that stretch. You're going to feel that right in the back of the leg. It's okay to soften that knee a little bit. And you're sliding it back up. We're going to go to the other side, slide down. Might just be your knee, your ankle, or your foot. Holding. And bring it back up. Now we're going to go center forward. And as you come forward, when I look around in my classes, I see people that this is it for them. No matter how long they've been exercising, this is their genetics, this is it. And then I see people that can take it further. I'm going to take a little further. No competition. So I always tell people, hands, elbows, or forehead. And bring it back up. Beautiful. All right, we're going to do some leg cradles for the next one. So you're going to take a leg. Doesn't matter which one you take it. And now, ideally, that foot goes in that elbow crease. But for many people in my classes, they're not getting it there. So that's okay. They put a little further out, they hold it. And then you come underneath like you're cradling a baby. So if you're able to get it in that elbow crease, your foot, great. If not, don't worry about it. And we're coming under, and just like we're cradling a little baby, just little side to side. Just a small little movement. So we're stretching right back here. That piriformis muscle, that IT band, that glute area. And that's one area in life that gets so much abuse, and we don't stretch it out nearly enough. And now you're just going to pull the leg towards you a little bit without forcing it. Just bring it towards your chest a little bit, deepening that stretch. And release. Good. Other leg. Now ideally, it's that elbow crease, but it may be halfway in between or even down by your wrist, okay? Don't worry about that. If you can't get it there, do the best you can. Just like you're cradling a little baby. Side to side. Small movement here. And this is just meant to increase that stretch a little deeper each time on that side area, that piriformis muscle, that IT band. And now we're just going to draw it towards your chest a little bit if you can. If you can, if it's painful, don't. And we're going to release. Good. All right, into butterfly next. So in butterfly, bottom of the feet together. And you got somewhat of a diamond shape here, so if you could bring them in further, that's fine. But most people prefer a little more comfortable diamond stretch. And then cup the hands over the toes and then round forward as far as you can. Now sometimes this is it. Some people can only get here, like 45 degrees, and other people can get all the way down. I want you to do what works best for you. And bring it back up. All right. Final segment. So in our particular yoga classes, because more fitness-based, we don't do a really long relaxation. We keep it simple. So we're just going to kind of wind down. I'm going to tell you to turn your focus inward, turn your thoughts inward for the next couple minutes while we do a cool down. So this is easy seated pose. Most people prefer that. This would be half lotus. Bringing the other foot up will be full lotus if you prefer. So pick even the most basic, easy seated pose, half lotus, or full lotus, whichever you're comfortable with. And then, just for now, relax your hands. And we're going to slowly take the head and sweep it side to side, relaxed and easy. And just a reminder, we never go around the back anymore. We don't want to hurt those cervical vertebrae in the back of the neck. And by compressing those, if we were to circle back, we've learned a long time ago that that's not recommended. So we skip that and just go shoulder to shoulder. And now bring the head back center. And just drape it to one side. And leave a little bit of room there. You're not trying to get the shoulder and ear to touch by any means. Just gently drape it over, stretching the opposite side of the neck. And now nice and easy, over to the other side. And just drape it over, stretching again the opposite side of the neck. And now for the back of the neck, we're just going to draw the chin down towards the chest. Stay there, take a nice deep breath and hold. And bring the head back up. Now turn the palms up, and you can either just cup the palms or you can lightly touch the index and thumbs, rest them on your legs. So you don't want to be up here, relax them down, close the eyes. And we're going to turn our thoughts inward, keeping our focus on our breath, keeping your mind clear of any stress and outside thoughts. Take a deep breath all the way into the abdominals, expanding the abdominals, and slowly empty out that breath. And those are ujjayi breaths. So you first bring it in through the mouth, then in through the chest, and all the way into the abdominal cavity, and then you slowly exhale it out. And I want you to connect with each breath and honor each breath. And staying relaxed and focusing on that inner peace, keeping your mind clear of any stress right now that you might be going through. Sending it off, acknowledge it, send it off, and go right back to that relaxation. Focusing again on each breath and the importance of breath and love and life. And take one more breath and exhale. And now our closing message is a gesture of no fear. Place one palm out and one palm up. And the message is, that as we are giving, we are receiving. And then we place our palms together and close with namaste. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today for our Pilates Fusion workout. As I mentioned on my last workout, we're going to be doing as many of these as possible, potentially every day. It might take till the next day for my videos to get up there. Unfortunately, downloading and uploading very slow to our marketing social media director, so it's been a process. The video itself is not as nearly as long as the uploading and downloading process, and so bear with us with that. I'm sure that it'll get faster as time goes on. And again, I asked everybody yesterday. Today I got a lot of requests for the Pilates Fusion class. We've also got I do a core lower body class with that will be with weights. That will be primarily like lunges and squats, primarily legs, glutes, abs would be the next one too. And then I've had some people just ask me for a flat out fitness yoga class, which would not be any Pilates. It will be all of the fitness yoga. And when I do that one, I will be taking it down, slowing it down a notch. So if you don't want to do the fitness version, I'll slow it down. So those are coming. And again, yesterday some people had sent me either emails or messages through Facebook on what type of workouts they'd like to see. So again, we're hoping that we're all back together in the club soon. So stay healthy out there, stay safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks.